This episode of MSTV ran just a wee bit longer than usual. Trust me, folks, it was fucking worth it. I could have went on for fucking 8 hours with Big Frank Budelewski. He has a lot to say, and so did I, about his recent resignation from IML. And you're going to fucking enjoy this one. Oh, you will enjoy it, and then some. We don't have a lot of time for our usual fucking craziness in this other parts of this episode because I wanted to give Big Frank the spotlight in this one. So we just squeezed in a few quick, small segments over there. Trust me, you're going to enjoy it. So hang on to your fucking hats. We're going to come back right after this quick break with Big Frank.
Wrestle.
And we are being joined right now on MSTV by Big Frank Budelewski once again. It's been
How you doing, brother?
Doing well, man. How's Buffalo? Is it nice this time of year?
It is absolutely gorgeous. It is right now. It is 87 degrees. The pool's getting open today, so the kids are pumped.
Oh,
it's
nice.
a good day.
I love the new videos with the kids with the puppets behind you. By the way, fucking laughing my balls off. It's adorable.
They are something else, man. They're always like, I want to be a part of your videos. So they went and made their puppets. They thought it was cool. So thanks, man.
It was great, man. Yeah, I was laughing. I was watching them before. Very good. But the last time we spoke was going back to February, and then we had a gap where we were unable to speak. But before we even get into that, I just want to put the cat out of the bag. Well, no, you're laughing now, but we'll get there. We'll get there. But I want to just say one good thing, good news.
Yeah.
Our next cover is none other than Big Frank Budelewski. So,
dude, I can't even tell you what an honor that is for me. You know, you always hear a muscle sport, right? So, I mean, I've heard it for years, and I saw them, and I see the magazines, I see the posts and all that stuff, and it's almost surreal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, holy fuck, I'm going to be on the cover. You know, like, it's so fucking cool. Thank you so much. I'm so honored. So
you know what it is? We like the fucking big mass monsters, and you fit the bill. So we'll be teasing that cover. I'm waiting to get that second round. I told you I was doing some revisions, my designer on it, but this interview will most likely air in a few days. So the next issue that will be out there, we'll have Big Frank. We'll have a full cover feature, obviously, with him in it. So you guys are going to want to definitely check this issue out. Frank's got an amazing story with so many parts. I could probably fill a whole fucking magazine between all of the crazy shit that happened to you, the bad stuff that happened to you, how you were able to bounce back and get healthy and get in shape again. And it's just, it's the never-ending story, really.
Right? Dude, you asked me those questions. Yeah. I just felt like I just kept going and going, but I'm like,
do it. I love it.
What happened? You know what I mean? Is it?
Yeah.
I've had a weird life.
You've had it's a very, I wouldn't say weird, unique, different. And
unique.
And you've definitely picked yourself up off the mat on more than one occasion where many people would have just given up from the beginning after that car wreck of yours going way back when. But we covered a lot of that on our last interview. We also have a second part of that interview where you and I talk a little bit about politics and things like that. We got away from the bodybuilding, but we were unable to show it for so many months now, Frank. But now the chains are off.
Chains are off. I ripped those chains right off.
I'm sure people saw you did a very respectful post going back, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago, I guess it was now, where you said you resigned from Iron Mag Labs, a company that I know well. And what exactly I mean, to me, it seemed like you were at the booth at the Olympia. I couldn't even come up to you because of the cease and desist letter. I wanted to say hi to Greg, to Lucia, to yourself. I would have even said hi to Rob DiMaggio. I never had a problem with the guy personally.
I like him. I like Rob. I like Rob a lot, and I like his guy Preston too. That does a lot of like the formulating and stuff like that with the raw materials. I think they're both guys.
I would have got locked up if I went there, though.
Believe me,
I was a few feet away.
I heard it about 20 times. I know. I know.
I was right down the aisle.
I was like, hey, man, if I see you, let's go grab a beer or something after. But I wound up not even. I tried walking around, actually. I see you a couple times, but I think you were on the move, too. So
yeah, we were all over the place. But so what? I mean, it seemed like it was a happy marriage. They brought you on. You were doing your Ask Big Frank program, and it's I'm not gonna lie. I watched a few of them, even though it was the opposition per se. But I like you and I like your programs, so I watched it, and I thought everything was good. Then you were even brought in deeper as a sponsored athlete now, where you were like kind of their guy, and then all of a sudden. Couple of months later, the fucking wheels came off.
The wheels didn't just come off. Like there was a squeaky wheel, and then once I looked under to check that squeaky wheel, holy fuck!
What's your name, fat body? What's your name, fat body?
It's almost like my life story, right? So nothing ever is just fucking simple. There's always 87 fucking facets to it. So. Let's just start this way. I don't necessarily bash anyone, right? So it's not my way. You look at my page, I'm all about positivity and whatever. But
you are, yeah.
When I start noticing a problem, I try to nip that problem in the bud and get it fixed and whatever. Like I said, at the Arnold, I had a great time. I didn't expect to be brought on as a sponsored athlete. I was actually talking to other companies, right? So I think they knew that I was, and they actually put out there. They knew that I was being approached and whatever. So they jumped on it, and they offered me a very nice sponsorship. I mean, I got 4 kids, so of course I could use the money, right?
Sure, yeah.
But since day one, okay, I was told, what I'd be making, and it would. They were when I say they, all right, let's just get it right out. So it was the marketing director. All right, so
Mr. Dookie.
What's that?
Mr. Dookie.
Yeah, Mr. Dookie. So he put out, he told me, listen, this is what you're going to be making, but don't talk about it because we don't want Greg to be mad. We don't want this person to be mad, and I'm not that way. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, whatever. They were going to put out a protein because he asked me about any products that I like out there, and I'll tell you, I am a strong believer in egg protein, right? Okay. The egg crystals at 5%.
Yeah.
So they were going to put that out, and it was going to be like my own brand. They were going to send me the tests to test it and taste it. All that. So hearing all this stuff, I'm like, this is awesome because. When I refer people to do something or to a product or whatever, I want to believe in it. So to have my actual name on something, I was like, that's fucking awesome, right? That's a dream come true for anyone who really cares about what they're suggesting to people. So it wasn't just like, oh, I'm going to offer you this much money, take it. It was, we're going to put out products that you believe in and that you're going to have a part in, and you're going to be able to taste test it and try it and whatever before you put your name on it. So I thought, great. Well, let's start with, I get my contract, right? And I'm reading my contract. Yeah, dude, it wasn't my contract. So it was another guy's contract.
Okay.
So in there right away, I saw some lies. That was the first time I caught some lies.
If you're going to lie to me, come in into Broadway in the car with the tongue my balls.
Hey, you want that? It's a phone call away.
I got a little burned up, and, I was a little bit like, I don't know if I should sign this contract because, there's some. I'm already seeing some lies here and whatever.
What were they? What did you see that you weren't, thrilled
the
with?
money. It was the money. I was being told that I was making so much and compare. I found out that. And here's the thing: the other person definitely deserved to make more money.
Okay.
Right? Because they had been there longer. Whatever. But don't. Why lie to me? Because as soon as someone lies to me, I start getting nervous.
Okay, so
right?
you were being told you were making, you had to keep your salary to yourself because they didn't want to piss off this person because now you were going to make more than them. Now you're seeing what they're making and you're making less than them.
They were making way more than me. Way more. So,
all right.
Right there, I'm like, all right, something's screwed up. So, but, I'm like, fuck it. So then we're at the booth and people kept coming up to us, to myself and Greg, and they were. And let me put out there, I think Greg is amazing. I love Greg. I think the world of him, and it was actually because we were being ripped apart that was a big reason of why I decided to leave. So we're at the booth, right, and we get along because we're both fucking smart ass idiots, right? So we had so much fucking fun, dude. So much fun.
You don't have to tell me. Greg and I, for many years, laughing our balls off whenever we talked on the phone, hung out in person, did shows together. Very easy to goof and have a laugh with him, without a doubt.
So people came over and they're like, did you guys ever think about doing commentating and doing interviews at NPC shows and stuff like that? Maybe even IFBB shows, do commentary, make it fucking interesting, make it funny.
Yeah.
We looked at each other, we're like, I'd fucking love to do that. It'd be awesome, right? Whatever these guys can line up for us, we'll do. Well, we all know that Christian, that's his thing, right? He does the interviews for the NPC. He does his. So as soon as I got back, now I would have seen it as a positive, right? You have two guys that are fucking, funny and exciting and whatever, doing the interviews. If you're the marketing director, this can bring you more money, right? So that's the way we were thinking. Well, when I got back, Christian said right away, he goes, listen, Greg's got a huge problem with you. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want you two talking to each other. He really doesn't like you, and he's jealous because he knows that we're going to push you hard and all this stuff. And I'm like, jealous? I read every article he ever wrote. I looked up to the guy when I was fucked up and couldn't even move. Let me talk to him because let me assure him.
Square this away, yeah. If it's true,
he's a fucking hero to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm being told that I can't talk to him. Whatever. I'm like, all right, well that's fucking weird, but all right, And he was saying, well, I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to take care of it. I'm like, okay. Well, it became like every week. I'm hearing this shit. He's saying, oh, well, he said this about your live, and he bashed you because, you're a WBFF pro. And I'm like, well, yeah, but the vice president of the NPC told me that I was too tall to go farther. So I really had no other option. That's when Paul Dillette contacted me. He's like, oh, don't talk about the WBFF and don't do this. I started having...
Wait, Frank, I got to have to delete that part. You mentioned the other federation.
Yeah, right? So,
I'm joking, please.
I'm like,
holy shit.
That I'm a WBFF pro. I mean, they got rid of bodybuilding, but that's where I fucking turned pro. And this was at a time when the Paul Dillette was going to go against the IFBB, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that was the year Monica Brandt won.
Yes, I remember that well. Yeah.
BB guys were they were going back and forth. It was an exciting time. It wasn't like some made-up organization with a bunch of nobodies. You know what I mean? I mean, even Lee Priest was supposed to show up. I think it was 2010 or 2012. He said, but then he got rid of bodybuilding, and that was that. But you're going to talk about your past. Someone's going to tell you, don't talk about your past. That's a huge part of who I am, of what I became.
Of course.
It was fucking weird. And then I started having people running expos, all right, expos and competitions. They're like, hey, Frank, we would love to have you at our show, set up a booth for Iron Mag Labs and whatever. Now, people are contacting me a lot for this. And Christian goes, we don't do anything non-NPC.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Listen, man, I said, I competed with the NBC for a long time. I have a very good relationship. If you watch I think it was my second episode, I was at the NPC show and I handed out trophies.
Like, on stage, yeah.
All my fucking friends are NPC, but when you're in a business and you're selling supplements...
Who cares who buys them?
You got to be open to everybody. You got to sell to everybody. How many people in the NPC are only going to buy Iron Mag Lab supplements? It doesn't make sense to me.
It's a conflict of interest, Frank. If your marketing director is only marketing to one fucking demo because he wants to suck the dick of the fucking NPC and IFBB, how could he do his job effectively as a marketing director? NABA guys take fucking, fat burners too. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, it was very strange to me. Right. So I started to say, look, there's a huge market out there. When I was with 5%, I went everywhere, man. Sure. My arm wrestling competition was at a bodybuilding competition. I can't even tell you what the federation was, but it didn't matter. Mm-hmm. Like I would go wherever 5% was like, yeah, we set up a demo. Are you willing to do it? These people want to see you. I don't give a flying fuck where someone competes. You know what I'm saying? What do I care? I care that they care about my message, that they're following me. Those are my fans. You tell me I can't go support them because they're in another organization? It seemed fucking goofy to me,
Yes, absolutely.
But okay, I'm like, okay, you don't want me to go there. Where am I going? What do you want me to do here? So there was a competition. It was a bodybuilding NPC show and arm wrestling in Erie. So I'm like, okay, cool. I love Erie. That's where my arm wrestling team is from.
Okay.
I'll go hit that. So a couple days before the event, Christian calls me and he's like, listen, he goes, I have a problem. You can't go to the NPC show. And I'm like, what? And he goes, well, it's came from the high up that you're banned from the NPC. I'm like, what are you talking about? Right? Every time he was calling me, it started to get aggravating, right? Because it was all this stuff that didn't even seem possible. I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, there's no way that I could be banned from the NPC. I support the NPC. I've had so many clients over the years that were in the NPC. I go to every show. I just handed out trophies on my live show at one of the longest running NPC shows that there is. The Mr. Buffalo, they're in their 70th year. They've been NPC since the year it started, I think in '83 or something like that. Uh-huh. So I have a very good relationship with many people in the NPC. And he goes, well, they found out about your involvement with Lee Thompson and the NSL or something like that. I didn't even know what he was talking about. Oh my God. I'm like, what the fuck is the NSL? Or is it NSL? I don't even know what it is.
You had nothing to do with that organization whatsoever, Frank.
I'm like, who the fuck? I had to look up who Lee Thompson was, right? I mean, sorry, Lee, but I don't even know who the fuck he is, right? So I'm like, all right, man, well, I was in the WBFF and they stopped bodybuilding back in 2010. I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Who is Lee Thompson? So he starts getting all nervous. He's like, I've worked very hard to get high up in the NPC, and I can see, you're going to be, because you were on a poster with me, you're going to be judged very hard because you're being associated with me because I'm so well respected by them. Oh my God! I'm like, wait. Nothing against you, dude, but I've never done anything against the NPC. All right. If you follow my page, I don't do anything negative against anybody.
Yeah.
I'm as fucking positive as a human being can be. You're telling me that I'm banned. Well, I want to talk to someone and get this straightened out because I don't know who this Lee Thompson guy is. Right? Nope. No. You're not going to talk to anyone. I'm going to settle it. If you talk to them, then you'll be banned for life and all this shit. He goes, just go to the Erie show. you stay on the arm wrestling side, I'm going to do the NPC side. And I'm like, now it doesn't sit well with me. If someone I'm a very confrontational person. If someone has a problem with me, I need to go up to you.
Yeah.
You can shake my hand, you can punch me in the face, you can do whatever you got to do, but we're going to talk about it. I'm not just going to walk around and be like, oh my God, are they looking? 370 fucking pounds. I don't hide well.
No, you
go to the show and be like, oh my God, looking. I just wanted some chicken wings. Like, it seems so fucking stupid to me, right?
Oh my God.
I go and I fucking do it, right? Now, I did about 15 interviews. Awesome fucking interviews with some of the best arm wrestlers that there is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is no knock on anyone. This is just fact. Two videos get posted. One with Mike Aiello that you can't even fucking hear. You cannot hear one word because, of course, he didn't have a microphone. And the other one with Ed, who's a very, very nice kid, but it was like his second time ever competing.
Yeah.
All right. It's Christian he said, can you do me a favor? Do an interview with him. I think it'd be cool for you to support him. And I agree 1,000%. I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. But those are the only two posted. So no one knows who the kid is. So there's only like a couple hundred views. I'm like, dude, where are the fucking 13 interviews where I'm talking about the WAL with the WAL undefeated women's champion? You know, all these people, where are they? Well, I had a problem and I lost the disc. I lost everything that was on the disc.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm like, you lost 15 fucking interviews? You lost all of my interviews? My whole reason for them paying for me going there
was for those interviews.
They're all gone. Whose interviews do you think were left?
His.
Whose interviews were fucking fine?
Every shit one he did.
So now people start saying to me, do you think there's any way that, now I start thinking about what he said about Greg, all because we were going to start doing the interviews. I'm thinking, were the interviews that good? And I'm not like tooting my own horn or whatever, but you have to fucking wonder, because they were fucking awesome interviews. Mm-hmm. You have to start wondering, did he not like that they were good? Because then really Rob could be like, well, what the fuck are we paying two people to go for? Why don't we just send Frank, right? Mm-hmm. If he's our sponsored athlete, why doesn't he just do the fucking interviews? So I think that's what started happening, and I think like he didn't want the interviews to go. And all of a sudden, now my lives, or I mean my shows, I mean, people were watching them, right? Mm-hmm. All of a sudden he was like, you know what? I think I'm going to cancel the show. And I'm like, why would you cancel the show? Well, it's really bothering Greg, and I don't want any problems between. He was always using Greg's name.
At this whole time, you and Greg never spoke about this because you were abiding by his request, right?
I wasn't allowed to talk to him. That's what he said. He said, I don't want you talking to him. I don't want you talking to each other. Like I was in fucking fourth grade. I used to get separated from my fucking friend Jeff because we'd always get in trouble. It was like, you go on the corner in New York City. And it got so bad. He goes, I just want to let you know that Greg said that Buffalo's not a real city. What? What are you talking about? The stuff that he would say, he would say it, and I'm like, there's no way Greg would say that. Like, I've talked
out of character.
Enough times, he was just trying to build.
Animosity, of course.
So divide and conquer, right?
Now,
you've heard that. Divide and conquer.
I'm sure you'll get to it, and I don't know if you know the answer to it, but after everything's said and done, I bet you. I don't know the answer to this. I'll bet you fucking dollars to donuts that he was telling Greg shit that you were saying about Greg.
Just wait.
That wasn't going on. That was fake too.
Oh, just wait.
Fake news, folks.
I know it's a big shocker. So I'm like, what the fuck? You know, it was always fucking something. So I'm worked up about this NPC shit. So after, you know, he tells me he lost all my interviews, my show's canceled. I'm like, so what am I going to do now? What do you want me to, what are you paying me to do? What am I doing? Well, I love your 5-cent videos. And I'm like, well, that's great, but it really has nothing to do with Iron Mag Labs, and I'm not promoting the product, so whatever, dude, do what you want to do. So he started putting my 5-cent videos on the wall. And he kept saying, I think I would like to put you on a live, but Greg is never going to go for it. There's no way that Greg would say that. Greg does not give a fuck what anyone else does. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it makes no sense.
Yeah. And he's been in the industry forever. He gets it. Greg is the one who pushed for people to take a look at me because he was nothing but positive to me ever. Right. So whatever. So he's like, Greg will never go for you doing a live. So I'm like, all right, let me just get this straight. You're saying I can't go to NPC shows. You don't want me to go to any other shows because anyone else that's not NPC. I'm not allowed to talk to Greg. I can't. I'm not doing my show anymore.
Took the show away. Can't do a live.
What am I? If you saw the videos in the beginning, we're gonna push him hard and he's gonna be our guy. And,
oh yeah.
But now it's like everything is.
You're on a pay me no mind list now.
No. What do you got me on a fucking pay no mind list, kid?
I'm like, okay, what? Now I'm not someone that just takes something for nothing. It's just not me. Mm-hmm. So if you noticed, I'm sure you did, I started pushing just the product, right? I was like, I'm going to start pushing sales, and there was no incentive. Like, even though I had a code, I didn't get a percentage of sales. So I don't want anyone to think that. I just truly started pushing the products that I liked and I believed in, right? To the point where even Rob contacted me to say, holy shit, man, like my code started blowing up because people were buying, right?
And you were out there plugging it, yeah.
And Rob said, I want to thank you for being part of this team, and I want to thank you for all you're doing. And I told him, man, especially with all the bullshit that I was dealing with, I was like, that really means a lot to me because I need to feel like I'm doing something. If I'm not a positive addition to somewhere, there's no sense of me being there. I'm not one of those guys that takes free money. I'm not one of those guys that takes advantage of someone. I'm like, you know what? Thank you. So that was that. So all of a sudden I was like, you know what? That's what I'm going to focus on. I'm going to focus on sales. Now, maybe Rob said something to Christian. I don't know. But then all of a sudden, you got your life. Okay. We're going to put you on Wednesdays because if we put you on Tuesdays, Greg will be mad because he's going to feel like you're taking his residual viewers on a Tuesday. I'm like, huh? I don't even know what that means, dude.
Oh my God.
Apparently Tuesday's the hot night, whatever. But then again, he went on Tuesday. So maybe he did believe. So his show went on Tuesday. He gets about 100 views, so I don't think there's a residual anything.
Oh, that much?
So my lives were doing fantastic. 12, 1,400, they were doing... one time, one got pulled off. He pulled it right off. It was climbing. It was going to skyrocket. And it got pulled off. And he said that he pulled it off because Greg freaked out because I talked about the WBFF. And I'm like, well, that video is going to do great, man, but I don't see what the problem is. That's part of my past. Like, someone asked on the live, so I answered the question, the whole video. So Christian had said that Greg had a problem with my video and that he pulled it. Now, I started to get upset because it was like every week he's telling me shit that he's saying about me, everything from my past to, and it was weird because anytime I put up a post, Greg was always liking it. And then he would see anytime I put up a post in my transformation, he would say flat out, it is the most impressive transformation I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't imagine someone talking so badly about me, but then, complimenting me. So something wasn't fucking right, but I'm like, he tells me Tells me don't talk to him. I'm not going to talk to him. He pulls the video. I'm like, all right, whatever. I just kind of got in the mode of, all right, whatever. And I just focused on selling. But it was still bothering me about the NPC. So I called him and I'm like, look, man, I texted him. I'm like, about the NPC. I said, I have a lot of friends who do judging and district and whatever. I'm going to reach out to them and I'm going to have them fix whatever the problem is with the NPC, because if he doesn't want me going to other shows, I at least want to be able to go to, NPC shows, right? And start doing my show or lives or whatever. No, don't have anyone do it. I'm going to take care of it, blah, blah, blah. And I got a little frustrated, and he was kind of like, you're making me feel like you don't trust me. And I said, to tell you the truth, I kind of don't. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on here. I'm like, he got bothered about that. And I snapped a little bit. And I'm like, dude, you do understand that, like, everybody warned me about you. You know what I'm saying?
Including me.
A lot of people did. I'm not even going to, telling people, I know you have no problem saying it, but no. Some people were like, look, just don't do it, because you're not, and it had nothing to do with Rob or the company. It had to do with
him,
Christian,
yes,
right?
Absolutely.
I think that's part of the reason. I mean, I think you hinted around it, but in my contract, I was not allowed to have anything to do with you, and I was not allowed to have anything to do with RX Muscle or Dave Palumbo.
No. What do you got me on a fucking pay no mind list, kid?
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, who are the people that really don't like him the most? I mean, those are the two people, right? Mm-hmm. So I got frustrated. I'm like, look, man, everyone fucking warned me about you, and all of a sudden, like, since I've been here, there's been one fucking problem after another. You're telling me Greg's got problems with me. I'm not allowed with the NPC. I'm like, this isn't fucking fun, right? So I'm like, I want to find out what's going on so I can have my chance at fixing it, right? So he texted back, and he's like, do you not understand that you are banned from all NPC shows? Now I snapped. So I'm like, I wrote again. I'm like, are you telling me that I am banned from all NPC shows? I wanted him to say it one more time.
Say it! Say it!
And he called me. And when he called me, he said, okay, he goes, am I being recorded right now? This is fucking fitness. We're talking about protein fucking powder and fucking dumbbells. I work with some of the worst in the fucking world, right? Guys that wanted to stab me in the fucking throat. And this is like fucking top secret, like we're doing a fucking drug deal. Are you being recorded? This is fucking fitness. This is a fitness industry. It's a fucking joke. Dude, you were a cop, bro. How fucking weird is it to you to hear people make such a big deal out of nothing? Out of nothing.
Chill inducing on a daily basis, this industry. And by the way, since you're in Buffalo, New York State is a single party consent state, so you could have recorded him and told him you weren't without any implications.
But where am I going with it? You know what I'm saying?
YouTube. I really wish you had it. I would have spliced it in.
I got to over the speaker at the fucking Olympia. Like, what? I don't even understand. Am I gonna go to the NPC and go, look at what Christian said? Like, come on. I'm 47 years old. So I'm like, I'm on the phone. Literally, I was just like this. I'm like, no, you're not being recorded, but can you just fucking tell me what's going on? I'm like, are you saying that I am banned from NPC shows? Because if you're saying that, I want to find out why and have the opportunity to get it fixed.
Fix it? Yeah, fix it. Sure.
He's like, all right, maybe I misunderstood. Now, this is 2 minutes after he put in writing that I'm banned from all NPC shows. I'm like, what? He goes, okay, I think they just didn't want you to be at the Erie show. I think I think by them saying that they didn't want you to be at the Erie show, I think I read it as you're banned from all NPC shows. But now I'm thinking that someone may have an individual problem with you. And I'm just like, and didn't want you at that show. Which still is so fucking weird because
Makes no sense. Yeah.
Laid back as fucking could be. But I'm like, all right, man, whatever. So he's like, let's focus on the Olympia. Let's just put all this behind, blah, blah, blah. If there is a problem, I'm going to take care of it. And okay. Done. I'm fucking focusing on sales again. Now I got my live, so I'm happy with the live. He was actually very complimentary to me on the live. He loved it. There are a couple times where I legitimately got emotional because I felt like I was really making a difference in people's lives, and I'm going to bring my life back, all right? But it's not going to be for a supplement company, right? It's just gonna be... so everything's fucking fine, and then once again, here comes the fucking drama train. Oh, my God. So... I'm like, I'm out with my fucking kids, right? And I get a message from Joe Schwartz. You know Joe Schwartz?
No, I don't know him.
He's over 5% nutrition. He's a very good friend of mine. I think the world of him. And here's the thing: no matter where I ever go, ever, I will always be part of 5%, right?
Sure,
because I wouldn't fucking be here if it wasn't for Rich. So I will always put up positive posts. I will always, support them. So he's a very good friend of mine. He went to every one of my lives and supported me so far as when he would go and do his sales stuff for 5%. He was telling me, a lot of people, they like meeting me in person. Everything from, they're surprised about my size to they just think I'm fucking funny to I inspired them somehow. Right?
Yeah.
So that a lot of people are wondering if you're doing demos and whatever. And he had to explain to them I wasn't with 5% anymore.
Yeah.
But with Iron Mag Labs, he did not have to do this being in sales for 5%. But he told them, listen, if you want him to do a demo, why don't you hook up with Iron Mag Labs? They got great products. Bring them into your stores and have Frank come and do the demos. Right? I think that is the most stand-up.
Oh, yeah. It's their competition, basically. You guys are both selling supplements,
Exactly. So I thought that was so fucking cool.
It is. You're right, yeah.
I always stay close with Joe and, whatever. So I get a message from Joe that says, hey, man, I'm really sorry if you misread anything that I ever said to you. I hope I didn't cause you too many problems, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like...
What?
He goes, well, I'm sure Christian just called me and freaked out on me.
Hello, Frank?
You fucking bum.
Who's this?
Who the hell do you think you're talking to?
Who's this?
Fucking bum.
How do you?
Dude, do you know how embarrassing that is? I'm sitting there and I'm like, what? What happened? And he said, Christian called and accused me of trying to steal you away from Iron Mag Labs and bring you back to 5%. Now, I'll tell you what.
What a douche. Oh, my God.
I'll tell you what. If some fucking girl, an ex-girlfriend, let's say, ever tried to tell someone, warn them about me or tell them to stay away from me or what, I would fucking lose my mind, right? That's what you know. You'd be like, what? Stay the fuck out of my fucking life. Are you kidding me? That's exactly what it reminded me of. It reminded me of a jealous girlfriend, right, who was trying to, scare away someone. It was the weirdest thing I think I've seen yet, right? So I'm like...
Your kids don't have any pet rabbits, do they, Frank?
I did. I came home, there was a rabbit.
Remember the movie with Michael Douglas?
Fatal Attraction. So,
yes, I couldn't think of it. Thank you.
I'm like, now bad enough. Bad enough. I mean, this is bringing up a whole nother fucking story, but
oh, please.
Bad enough that he was trying to help Chanel, and Chanel's a very good friend of mine, but trying to help Chanel with the fucking that GoFundMe.
The GoFundMe gate, right? Yeah.
Fucking shit out of her and cost her fucking business, right?
Yeah.
Because then, of course, everyone thought it was her.
Everybody was kicking. Yeah, her. Yeah, sure.
And all this stuff. The poor girl was left with nothing. But now my friend, Ray Cody, who owns Country Crush, right? He wanted to buy her table because when he was first starting in his business, Rich let him share his booth.
Oh, okay.
At LA Fit. And that's the way Rich was. Mm-hmm. So Ray, being the type of guy he is, he wanted to pay it back and be like, please share my booth with me, whatever. Christian goes, nope, I got this one, because he wanted to be the fucking knight in shining armor, right? How'd that work out? Pretty good?
Oh, it fucking exploded. It was terrible.
It exploded and it made her look like shit.
Yeah.
And nobody really realized. I mean, well, Palumbo and those guys, they realized who the problem was. But, of course, it made her look bad.
Absolutely,
to them, to them. It made her look fucking horrible to everybody. So, Jesus Christ, he does some weird fucking shit. But this took the cake. So I write him and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Like, what? I didn't even say that. I'm just like, what is going on? And he goes, look, I'm not sure, I'm sure you're aware that Joe has been trying to steal you and get you to do expos for 5%. But we're not going to stand for that. And I had to put him in his place and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
you dick.
Are you insane? Are you? I don't even know what you're talking about right now. I haven't talked to Joe in months. We never talk about 5%. And I said, if you remember, I told you and Rob that he helped Iron Mag Labs by telling stores to pick up
the demos. Product. Yeah.
Are you out of your mind?
It's the exact opposite of trying to steal you. He's doing better marketing job than the marketing director.
I mean, being marketing director, you think you would actually once in a while like sell the product and talk about the product, I'll tell you the worst thing. Can you imagine how embarrassing it is to me when people know me as being legitimate and only talking about things I believe in, right? Mm-hmm. However, and we had codes, but that was for people to save, and it really was for people to save because we did not get a kickback. Some companies do that where you get a percentage of it.
Yeah.
We did not get that.
It was just to track how popular your show was or whatever. Yeah.
If you do it live and you repeatedly say, Iron Mag Labs is great. I'm making more money than I've ever made in my entire life. What is that telling people?
That's fucking horseshit. Yeah.
It's not that you're taking advantage of that, right? And it's me, well, if you're making that much, can I fucking have some? Because, you know what I mean? It was such a, and it happens all the time. He's always saying how much money he's making. I just can't imagine ever saying that in my life. But, hey, do what you got to do, whatever. So I'm like, Chris, I have never, ever talked to Joe about doing any expo. I have never talked to Joe about going back to 5% nutrition. I'm like, you have embarrassed me beyond words. Like, this is a guy that I respect in this industry.
Friends,
who's been in forever. And it's like, you're not taking my boyfriend. Like, what the fuck are you thinking?
Hello? Hello? Don't hang up on me.
I want to talk to you. You keep away from my husband. You hear me? Hello? Open the door.
Answer me! I'm going to tell everyone who walks in this building that in 2R Rossi, you are nothing but a whore.
Is this the superintendent?
Yes, I want you to know, sir, that you have a whore living
in 2R.
Rossi! Janice Rossi, do you hear me?
He's my husband! Get your own goddamn man!
So what was his explanation for it?
He was like, well, Greg told me. Of course. He's like, Greg told me that he was trying to take you.
Oh, he's trying to put the blame. He's throwing Greg under the bus. Oh, my God.
Now, there's just so much shit. My head is spinning. I'm just thinking to myself, look, my contract has been violated. my contract wasn't just violated. My contract was fucked. But my contract had been violated so many times under this one article that I was like, maybe I should just fucking go. Like, money is always nice, but I'm really big on integrity and respect, and I felt like I was being disrespected. Like, if you thought that, wouldn't you come to me and say, Frank, are you thinking about going back to 5%, or are you thinking about doing a demo of 5%? If so, it kind of goes against, whatever. You would talk to me. Mm-hmm. You don't go after someone. What, he was going to teach him a lesson?
But what was his proof, though? He had no fucking proof of this.
There was nothing.
So what did the guy Joe say to him? I would have said, go fuck your mother. I mean, what are you talking? Who are you calling me and giving me the shit?
What are you doing here? I thought I'd tell you to go fuck your mother.
Joe's a very nice guy, right? He's lucky he's a nice guy because someone else would have just punched him in the fucking face. You might have. Right.
You're talking crazy. Stop it now, will you? Listen, you got money for that fucking commercial, you know? Fucking commercial. You don't got my money? You don't got my fucking money? Huh? Jimmy, he's gonna pay. This fucking kid, he's gonna pay some money. Fucking cocksucker. Pay me my money.
Joe was just like, you know what I mean? I later found out Joe kept saying, I think you need help. Like, I think you need a psychologist, or I think you need help. Like, you sound crazy right now. And I guess that's all he kept saying over and over. And, I guess Christian was saying, don't say that to me. And that's, don't say that to me. And that's disrespectful to me and whatever. But I think Joe honestly was like, I think you need fucking help.
You're out of your fucking mind, yeah.
I think you're crazy, right? So Joe wrote me, and he's like, look, he's like, I've been in this industry for a very long time. He said, I would never steer someone in the wrong direction, whatever. He's like, you need to talk to Greg. He said, because you're very good friends you're a very good friend of mine. Greg is a friend of mine. I hear some stuff from you, and I hear some stuff from him, and I think you guys are both being played and separated.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, Greg doesn't want to call you because, if you're really saying all the stuff that Christian's telling him, then you're going to get him in trouble, and he was like, you guys just need to talk, right? So I'm like, fuck, I'll call right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. I just got to a point where it was like, I just don't care. I don't care. So I called Greg, and we talked, and he heard everything that he was told. I heard everything. We exchanged everything, and I mean, some of the stuff was just as bad as the stuff was that Christian was telling me that Greg was saying.
He was one up and
what's bad as what he was telling Greg I was saying.
All horseshit, yeah.
And it's not a single bad thing about him ever. Just the opposite.
What were some of the things? What were some of the fucking details?
I mean, I don't even like saying it, but insisting like, how people they say shit about Greg on Synthol and whatever. Like it's that shit, and that he was telling me that he was jealous of me. He was telling him I was jealous of him. He was telling him that I'm in, he's saying that he's going to be in better movies than you've been in. Like, just stupid shit. Like,
baby bullshit.
But baby bullshit. But yeah. I guess close enough that you would start saying to yourself, well, do they really feel that way? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So it was enough that it did keep us from talking for a while, right? It bothered me, but as soon as I talked to him, all of a sudden it felt like a 200 pounds just got off me, right? Because I kind of always felt like it wasn't real.
It was fake, yeah, yeah.
To actually talk and actually hear the shit back and forth. I mean, some of the stories, just the names were twisted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's the same information. Yeah,
exact same thing. Just saying, oh, Frank said, oh, Greg said.
Oh, God.
It was weird. You know what I'm saying? And I talked to Greg, and I'm like, look, let's not even like say, oh, we know now, so because that's just going to cause even more of a problem. Mm-hmm. And I mean, from what people were telling me, he's like a spiteful person. So I didn't want Greg to lose the position he had. Me, I was ready to fucking go, but I'm like, I'm just going to stay. I'm going to do my thing. Now, again, Rob wrote me, thanked me for the sales I was doing, thanked me for being a part of the group and whatever. And I told Rob, I said, look, and I didn't tell him any of this stuff, but I just said, I talked to the guys, we're going to pull it together, because Greg actually said to me, he's like, you're great at sales, you're great at marketing. That's something that I need to work on, but I'm going to. And those were his own words.
Yeah.
So I told Rob, I said, we're going to pull together. We're going to push sales, more. And I'm sure you need sales, not just talking about, the NPC and bodybuilding and whatever. Mm-hmm. And Rob's like, no. He's like, I need fucking sales. So he's like, thank you. So all was good. And that was on like a Saturday. So now I got that weight lifted. The owner of the fucking company is thanking me for the sales. I got the other guys pushing sales. Everything's going to be great, right? Then fucking Monday hit, or Tuesday hit. I take hits. Now I got 2 sets of twins. My 6-year-olds. Now my pool's being open today. My kids needed to learn how to swim. I took them to swim class. It was their last class, and it was today from 7 to 8, right? And that happened to be the same time as
the Iron Duke Speaks, the hottest show in town. Yeah,
the hottest show in town. So 3 days before, a warning went out to everybody on the team saying that if you didn't get at least 300 views, that you'd be removed from the roster. Now,
how the fuck is he still on there then?
Well, just wait. So I'm way about that. So I'm like, whatever. But I mean, a couple of people, they never asked to be a part of the team. They were asked to be. They were approached. So really, you would think that the marketing director would be building their names, right?
One would think, Frank.
I mean,
hence the name of the job. It's the title.
Not talking about how much money you make, but more or less just helping, right? So I read this 300 thing, and I think a couple people got fucking nervous, right? Because they're like, I don't know. So I started sharing their stuff, see if I could help get them views, and I know Greg does. He shares other people's stuff.
Is it 300 watching it live or 300 even on replay?
Even on replay.
Total. Okay. All right.
But I think he'd like to see 300 watch it live, but he just wanted 300. So Tuesday, I go and watch my kids swim. Oh, it's getting good. I see you rubbing your hands.
Love it.
Oh, dude. I watched my kids swim. It was a great fucking day. It was the day they graduated from swimming.
Oh, I went through that. My kids, when they were young, did the swim thing, too. It was phenomenal as a dad. Sure.
They never swam before, and all of a sudden, I'm watching my fucking son do the front crawl. I was like, he was doing the freestyle. He was doing everything. I'm like, and now I'm thinking this is going to be a fucking awesome summer. We got the pool. I was in the best fucking mood. The second I leave that fucking area, I must have finally got Wi-Fi. Bing, 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 bing. My fucking phone starts going off, right?
Oh.
The guy writes my phone and just goes off. He's like, there's no Greg, there's no Frank, there's no Teresa, there's no this, there's no that, blah, 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 blah. This better not become a habit. And I understood why, because I think his live got, I don't even think 100. I don't even think 100 people watched it, right? Somehow.
100. I'd go 1/10 of that, and I'd still be fucking overdoing it.
Yeah. I mean.
He gets single digits.
Yeah.
On a live.
I think totally on lives.
Yes.
I think he somehow thought because we weren't on the live that affected his number. I don't know.
Well, if there was 4 or 5 of you would have doubled the number that was actually watching the show. He wanted to get twice the viewership.
I did watch the week before. And the week before, you know how people are always talking during a live, like they're writing back and forth, whatever. Well, people were asking questions, and none of the questions were being answered. And he flat out said on his live, guys, this isn't This isn't a conversation live. This is different than the other lives. This is about NPC business. Almost like he was reprimanding the people who are watching the show.
They bailed out probably right after that. Never to return again.
I'm fucking done. So you don't reprimand the people who are watching you. Like, come on. So anyways, I'm like, I'm like, calm. I'm like, I got all the other shit settled. I'm going to settle this.
Was there an understanding that you're supposed to watch each other's shows on the night that you're not on? Like, reciprocate?
No, that was just something we were doing.
Courtesy, yeah. If you were available, you jumped on Greg's show.
Yeah, I'm certainly, I'm not getting paid. There's 4 shows, dude, Monday through Thursday.
Yeah.
So I said,
dinner time hours.
We're the 4 horsemen. So anyway.
That was another cute one.
I saw that fucking thing. I'm like, oh, did you? Dude, did you see the one with the fucking, he must have thought it looked cool or something, right? So he did the background for the 4 horsemen.
Uh-huh.
It's a fucking rainbow. I wrote Greg and I go, are we all of a sudden gay? And hey, do what you got to do, but why is the gay flag behind us? What I don't understand. We look like the Village People, and we did. It looked like So I put the Village People fucking costumes on each of us.
Oh, that's great.
And I sent it to Christian. I'm like, what's
the story? Yeah.
He's like, ha ha ha, thank you for making me the Indian. The Indian's the cool one. I'm just like, no, dude. I'm like, joking, but it's weird. Like it's a weird thing they're putting out. Right?
Mr. Pink.
Why am I Mr. Pink?
Because you're a faggot, all right?
All right, so, anyways. So, I rate him, and I'm like...
Fucking clueless, this kid.
So I'm like, Christian, I don't understand what just happened. I said, but I'm going to ask you to please never write a message like that to me again. And I sent him screenshots. I'm like, I'm with my children. Their swim class was from 7 till 8. I have 4 children. The summer's coming up. I'm telling you right now, I cannot guarantee that I will be free every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 7 until 8. Now, mind you, I wasn't even supposed to have a live. I was supposed to do a 10-minute video. In my agreement, I had a 10-minute video 4 times a month, once a week.
Okay.
I now have an hour live that I'm doing just because, right? So, because my show was canceled. So, instead of 40 minutes per week.
You're doing added time now, yeah.
I'm working 4 hours, all right, for the exact same agreement. Mm-hmm. But now he's saying that he expects us to be on each of our lives. I can't, dude. I got 4 kids.
Yep.
I got 2 that are 6 and 2 that are 10. That's dinner time. That's family time. Mm-hmm. And I said, if I can be on your live, I will, as I have been in the past. If I can't, then I will absolutely watch the replay and still give the number. But, I'm sorry. I can't be expected to do that. And I said, it's very disheartening when the owner of a company writes me 3 days ago to thank me for what I'm doing, but then you're writing me a message like this. And to say, this better not become a habit, come on, So I was just kind of like, please, I try to just put it behind me and this is the last thing I need to deal with, and I can just enjoy it, go to the Olympia, have fun, see fans, whatever. He wrote back, like, I just told him to go fuck his mother. Like, so crazy. Like,
you got some balls saying that to me.
I sent the messages to Greg, and even Greg was like, I can't believe he talked to you that way. He goes, he was upset that I wasn't alive, but he never talked to me that way. Which, of course, bothered me even more. What, am I a fucking asshole? Am I
something special? What am I, a schmuck on wheels?
I think sometimes people mistake kindness for weakness, and that's true.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody is going to talk to me like I'm a sack of shit.
No, they should. And it's not like this is $100,000 a year job here either. We're talking about where he's paying you a lot of money.
He goes, you're better learn who you're talking. You better think about who you're talking to. All right, dude. These are almost verbatim. You better watch, or you better find out who you're talking to. You're gonna learn the pecking order around here. Okay. I am your boss, and you better watch the way that you talk to me, and whatever. And I right there, my next words were,
"Fuck you, I'm out."
But I'm like, you know, I know you have the problem with them, so I don't need a restraining order and going to court and whatever. I mean, you know, someday we'll get a chance to talk. But anyways, my next line was, "Where do I send my resignation?"
Can't blame you on that one, bro. You were patient long enough.
It was once you start, because basically what he was implying was that his life was more important than my children. Go fuck yourself.
Why don't you go fuck yourself, Tommy?
Right? So, you fucking bastard, I will eat you. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, dare compare yourself to my children?
Oh my God.
Come on. So I was just like, tell me where I sent my resignation. He's like, the address is on the website.
Wow. He's even a dick till the fucking last fucking message.
It would have been smarter for him to say, send it to me. But whatever. But then he writes something like, I'll even do this. He goes, you want to go? Go. So like he wasn't even going to fight the contract. He goes, if you want to go, that's your prerogative. Go. If you want to stay, love to still have you, or something like that. And that was that. Dude, I was done. Once I say I'm done, like I'm not going to dance around. Like I'm not going to be one of those guys that tries to break up with his girlfriend. Is like, we're done. Okay, maybe we're not. Okay,
yeah.
No, we're done. We're like, once I say that's it, that's fucking it, and that was it. So I couldn't get to my laptop quick enough. I typed up the whole thing, every violation, you know, just in case.
Yeah.
I typed violations, whatever, sent it to the proper area. I sent it, you know, so they had to sign for it and whatever. And I mean, that was that. And then I put out, you know, I wanted to be very clear because people were no longer going to see me, you know, with my code or any of that. I wanted to put out nothing against the product at all. Nothing.
Yeah, no, I mean, you said that in your video, yeah.
The owner at all. I think a lot of Rob not only had his own company, but has helped others start their companies. You know, so respect to him. But nobody is going to create that much drama and turmoil. We're talking, what, 3 months? I've never got. Now, understand, before Rich found me, I wanted nothing to do with this industry. So, for 5%, I don't care if I'm sponsored. I didn't care. The whole reason why I was even at the Arnold was because so many people were writing saying, you know, I want to see you, I want to see you, I want to see you. I wanted to thank them for following me. So I put out a post. If you remember, we did the show. I gave away the 63 shirts.
Sure, yeah. All the 5% stuff. Yep.
Everybody was like, dude, I want to meet you. That's so fucking awesome, blah, blah, blah. So I put out a post that said, I'm going to be at the Arnold. I don't have a booth. I don't have a table. I'm going to walk around. If you see me, please feel more than free. You know, stop me. I'll take a picture or whatever. Yeah. And that's when Christian wrote me. And at this time, he had covered me in the past. He covered me when I was with Rich last year. He covered the arm wrestling thing. He was like, listen, why don't you come over to the Iron Mag Labs booth? As a matter of fact, how about if we give you a show, which I thought was cool. He's like, you know, hang out at the booth. You could meet your fans there, you know, whatever. And everything was cool, man. Like, I was like, all right, I got a place to go. I told people I'll give you the Iron Man Labs booth, whatever. He approached me with, they never talked about it before, but after they met me and they saw how many people and how I respond to people and, you know, talk to people and whatever, they were like, we want them. We would love to have them. So that's when he offered me, you know, to be sponsored and whatever. I thought everything was a positive, and then all of a sudden, literally, no joke, what was it? So Friday, Saturday, fucking Monday, it all took a shit. You know, because that's when it started with you can't talk to Greg. And
this was right after the Arnold now?
Yeah, right after the Arnold. And then I got the wrong contract. It was like one thing after, then there's a problem with the NBC and you know, it just got to be too much. But once it came down to you're going to tell me not to spend the time with my kids and you're going to tell me to be on your live instead of being with my kids.
Fuck you.
I hope things are nice in fantasy fucking cotton candy land, but we live in a world that I don't live in, and I'm done. Like that's that, you know? So, and here's the thing that bothers me. Like, I don't want to get into it too far, but Jim Mannion, and I wasn't even allowed to mention Jim Mannion's name when I was with Iron Man Labs. I don't know why, because I've only been complimentary. You know, when I said, but he goes, oh, don't say his name. I'm going to say his name. Jim Mannion put out, and I've said this before, he put out a memo that probably gave me more respect for him than I've ever had for anybody dealing with bodybuilding or fitness or whatever. And this goes for, like, you know, the Paul Dillettes and whoever this Lee guy is that apparently I had so much involved. But Mannion put out that memo that said that NPC competitors could compete anywhere without it being held against them.
You know why that came out, right?
Well, because
Lee Thompson sued them.
But anyways, and I was like, when I read it, I was like, that's fucking awesome. Yeah. Like, that's the smartest thing that guy ever did. Because basically what I believe is not everyone fits in one category. Not everyone fits in one organization. So if you tell people, listen, try them. If this is our fit, please stay with us.
Yeah.
To me, that's fucking awesome. And then he also put it out that IFBB pros, now, of course, they can't compete at other places.
Yeah.
I understand that. But that they could take part of expos and do guest posing.
Yeah.
I thought that was the greatest thing I've ever seen that organization do.
Yeah.
Because I have friends that are IFBB pros that aren't top 10 IFBB pros. So a lot of the NPC shows, they're not going to bring them for guest posing. Yeah. But some other smaller organization will.
It would be a big hit there. Yeah.
How many friends that work their balls off to be IFBB pros can be part of an expo? There's a girl that I'm very close with. She's an IFBB pro. She'll go to another organization for their expos and whatever. They love having her there. And she has that freedom to do it. It used to be where you'd have to get permission, I guess, and a lot of times they wouldn't get permission. Now they can do that freely, and I think that's amazing, right? Now that's one of the best things I've ever heard of them doing. And Christian puts out a video basically telling IFBB pros,
don't do it.
You're going to be loyal, and it's allowed, but if you go and do it, then you're not loyal, and it'll probably be held against you without ever being.
Yeah, you're going to get judged down.
You seen that video? I was like,
comedic effect. I watched some of these videos out there.
I watched it, and I was like, everything that I respected, you just kind of fucking took away because you're almost threatening people. And of course, he puts out that, like, he's high up. I can't even tell you how many times he's told me he's high up in the NPC. You don't hold a position in the NPC. And I later found that out. But
he is a fucking jizz bag for them. That's all he is, Frank.
But if you put that out, right? If you make people believe that you're high up in the NPC and then you make a statement like that, now those people are afraid. They think that you're threatening them.
He'll rat them out.
Yeah. Oh, in a heartbeat. But I mean, I don't know. It's so, dude. I've had so many people write. I actually had people write me and say, Frank, is this stuff garbage? And I'm like, why are you saying that? Well, you know, I saw Christian's live. That's how I found out about it. I saw Christian's live, and he's talking about how much money he's making, and it kind of gives me the feeling that, you know, you guys are just profiting a lot. And I was like, I don't make shit off of it. I don't know why he would say that, but it certainly didn't make anything that we're saying look very good. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. When I was at the Arnold, he walked me around, right? He's like, you know, I want to introduce you to some people. I thought that was cool. But we go walking up to Lee Priest, right? Lee sees me walking up, bursts out fucking laughing. And, of course, this is just like 3 days after I watched the video on RX Muscle where he called him Dookie 500 times, right? I walk up, dude, right in front of Christian's face. He looks at me and goes, what the fuck are you doing with this clown? Like right in front of him.
I love Lee Priest. I love him.
I look at him, and I'm like, no, I can't. Dude, you know me. I will hold my, like, even with my kids, I'll hold my straight face for a couple minutes, and then I just fucking burst out laughing. Right?
Yeah.
Not. And I'm like, can I get a picture? Like, I literally just started with this guy. Well, as soon as all the shit hit the fan, I sent Lee a message. I was like, should have took your advice. He just started cracking up. He said the same thing to Greg. And Greg's like, it pays the bills. But, you know, Greg was already signed. I wasn't signed yet.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I guess here's my thing. And I think I told you this a while ago. I never judge someone on what other people say. You know what I mean?
That's a good way to go about it, sure.
If I was going to judge you on what Christian said.
Oh, I could just imagine.
You know what I'm saying? So I never go by what someone tells me. I always get a feel for them myself. And since day one, you have always been supportive of me. You've always been complimentary. You've shown me so much respect when I did. You didn't have to contact me when I did the 5% thing. You had nothing to do with it, but you were like, you know what? This is fucking cool. I want to reach out to this guy.
Yeah.
And then that was the first thing, dude. That was the first thing that happened. I almost forgot about that one. So you and I did the interviews.
Yeah.
And it was like a week or two before they asked me to come to Iron Mag Labs. And I told Christian, I said, he put in the contract about not talking to you. I said, just so you know, I said, I already told you, but I'm reminding you that I did an interview with Joe. It just hasn't been put up yet, right? And he's like, no, I know about that. You know, no problem, whatever. Well, the day it went out, I was like, well, fuck, this is fucking awesome, right? So I think we had a great interview.
Yeah, I had a ball on it, yeah.
I put it up, and he wrote me, he's like, take that video down right now. Rob is furious. He's having second thoughts about you because you put that up, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what? So then, of course, I wondered, did he ever, you know, was that ever? But I took the videos down, and I'm like, this is fucking bullshit. And, I mean, right in the contract, it said, you know, Iron Mag Labs will not interfere with something like, you know, your popularity or your name in the industry or whatever. Well, making me take down your video didn't exactly make me look good.
It's fucking, yeah. It's the same thing, yeah. I don't know.
It was something I did to promote both of us, and I'm told you take it down right now. You know, so
when Crystal told me about that, what you were doing with the 5% apparel, she's like, "Oh, you should talk to Frank. Get him." As soon as I saw the first thing you post on Instagram, I wrote it back. I said, "Fuck yeah, I'm gonna reach out to Frank now." You know, and then within a day or two, we hooked the interview up. We banged it right out. So it was like, I mean, it's a good story. You know,
you're the only one that covered it. He didn't cover it. No. You know. So
Oh, and then, all right, I have to. I already know the answer to this because I found out from somebody else who was very friendly with Rich. You were pretty tight with Rich Piana, I'm assuming, right? How friendly was Rich Piana and Christian Dookie? Were they considered really close friends?
No.
Did he even know who he was outside of 2 interviews at the end of 2 expos when there was nobody else there?
Rich would say hello to anybody. You know what I'm saying? But Rich was a personable person. Mm-hmm. Everywhere we walked, like even in the morning when we went for breakfast, he must have told about 3 busboys how fantastic they looked. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It was the way that he was. And I mean, you know, you talk to Chanel, she'll say the same thing. When Christian came over to do an interview, he was someone willing to do an interview, so Rich do an interview. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But you know, I think Christian had asked Rich who I was or something like that. And Rich said, oh, someone wants to do an interview with you, you know, whatever. And then did you ever see the interview I did with Rich that got put on the 5% page when he welcomed me to the team?
No, I didn't see that.
Well, when we sat down, he said we started talking before, and he's like, people are getting, really freaked out about you. They want to know who you are and whatever. I think it's really cool. He's like, did you do some interviews? Did you talk to some people? And I said, Iron Man Magazine, Ben Tater, who has a Critical Bench, he named me King of the Freaks, so I thought that was cool. And I said, I did an interview with, Christian Duke, and he's like, oh.
Oh, shit.
So I was like, I'm just being, I was like, tall guy, real tall. He's like, oh, bald guy? And I said, yeah. And he goes, oh, okay. So, okay. I mean.
Now, I'm sure you've seen it, and you probably.
They weren't having sauce on Sunday. If that's
no, definitely not. He's actually said, I'm getting emotional now talking about Rich Piana on his videos. Like, he was like, make believe he was crying because he was such friends. Say goodbye to a friend or something was a video he did when Rich passed away, last summer. And then he even did a video recently saying that people are trying to capitalize by saying they're friends with Rich Piana when they really weren't. And I'm like, oh my God, you are the epitome of that.
I saw that video, and this is what I put out, is a lot of people, I mean, I've seen it also. I know Jerry Ward has seen it, also. I don't get bothered by it, and let me tell you why. Because, some people do. Some of the, especially some of the, like the original guys, they get fucking furious about it. But what I've learned through my followers is some people never fucking knew him. Some people on the team, he may not have even known.
Sure.
Right? But he changed their life, even if it was through his videos. Mm-hmm. Even if it was through feeling part of something that was bigger than anything they had ever been a part of before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So even if it was just in their mind that they were close with him, leave him alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really did touch the lives of people that you'll never hear of. You know what I mean? Like, I just made a post about a girl. You see how I went off because some girl said that she, some guy told a girl in the gym that she wasn't good enough to wear 5%. Did you see that?
I didn't see that. No.
Yeah, I went off.
I've been off the Instagram grid a little bit. I got to get back on. I do a couple of quick minutes and I ran away from it.
I do my 5% or my 5-cent videos.
Yeah. And
I said, this isn't Big Frank's 5 cents. This is Big Frank's. I'm going to punch someone in the fucking face. So, yeah, some kid. There's a girl who's working hard to lose weight and transform herself. She's a beautiful girl, absolutely gorgeous. She put on weight, right? She's 6 foot tall. She's a bigger girl, and she was wearing a 5% sweatshirt. And a kid went up to her in the gym. And he was like, pretty much, you really shouldn't be wearing that. And she's like, what are you talking about?
That's a fucking dick face.
And, so like, I fucking went off about it, and everybody from Chanel to Martin Ford to everybody just started contacting her, and it was fucking awesome. It was a really cool thing, that people did. So this girl has Rich Piana on her page, and she wears 5% because his videos touched her so much that she changed her life. She's transforming her life.
Yeah.
Now, you probably didn't see this yesterday, but there was a kid. I took a drive. I think it took me like 45 minutes to get downtown. It was his 30th birthday, right? Now, I'm not with anyone right now, but I still consider myself, I will always be a part of
5%. Yeah.
So this kid turned 30 years old. Rich Piana was his fucking life. He totally transformed himself. He supports the entire team. He's put up my videos and whatever. He said that he was doing the Rich Piana 8-hour arm workout for his 30th birthday. So I have a couple of those the vinyl posters of Rich. I got it from doing demos and whatever. I got in my car. I drove there. I filmed it. I went. It was LA Fitness. The people at the desk, they saw me walk in. They were like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, I said, "There's a kid." I said his name, and I said he's doing the 8-hour. They had no idea what the hell I was talking about, but I want to surprise them. I think it'll mean a lot to them, for me to walk up and whatever. So I go walking up, I'm looking. All of a sudden, it was like it was glowing. The back of his shirt, 5%. I knew it was him. He looked in the mirror. Dude, the look on this kid's face, it choked me up. This kid jumps up. He was like, holy shit. He could not believe that I was there. And call that keeping Rich's spirit alive, call it whatever you want.
Yeah.
He came running over, and he was like, holy fuck. I was like, man, happy birthday. I got this for you. I'm here to support you for a little bit. You're doing the 8-hour arm workout. You support us. I'm here to support you. That kid has posted all day yesterday and today how that made his birthday, and it was the greatest year ever and all that stuff.
That's
cool,
cool, man.
For me to share that with that kid will never forget it. You know what I mean?
That's a great job by you, bro. Very good.
Is that using Rich Piana's name? No, man. It's sharing his legacy going.
But when people try to make believe that they were closer to somebody than they were, it kills me. Now, I'll be the first to admit, I dealt with Rich Piana for about 2 years when he was doing a column with us. I had his phone number. I seen him in person at the expos. I've interviewed him in person. We were not friends. It was a business associate, acquaintance, however you want to define it. I would never say Rich Piana was my friend and I'm so sad. I was sad he died just because I thought he was cool. I thought he was good for the industry. You know, that's why I wanted him to do the stuff with the magazine. And it didn't, the business relationship didn't end great at the end of it. That's fine. I still had Caleb doing stuff with me. I was tight with all the guys with 5%. A lot of them were still involved with the magazine. But I would never try to up it and say, me and Rich were really friends. And I'm getting him choked up now. I'm sorry if I'm getting choked up just talking about. Every time I look at that issue with him on the cover, Frank, I got to grab the tissues. Come on, man. The fuck out of here.
You know what? I think we all know that when you have, especially YouTube, but on YouTube, you put Rich Piana anything.
It's a magnet. Yeah.
It's a magnet. Sure. Like if you watch all the videos and then you see the one that says goodbye to Rich Piana or, the truth about this or the truth about that or whatever, those are the ones that had the most views.
Yeah.
And putting out a video condemning people for doing what you're doing, it's pretty stupid. You know what I'm saying? Because,
And isn't it ironic? Don't you think?
I don't think, how well did he know him? He knew who he was. You know what I'm saying? He knew who he was. So
I asked somebody else that's very tight with Rich. I won't mention the name on camera. I'll tell you off. And as soon as I started saying it, he just started fucking laughing his balls off. And I was like, I don't even need to finish the fucking statement because you answered it already. You know what I mean? It was like... What a fucking jerk off.
I mean, the same goes for Chanel. Like, I am friends with Chanel. There's a difference between someone who's friends and someone who, maybe wants something. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
But, he tried to do something for her for whatever his reasons were, and all it did was fucking destroy her.
It gave
negativity.
She's trying to get that thing off the ground, and it was negative all over it right away.
It got so bad that for a while, she just wanted to get away from the fitness industry altogether because it made her look like something that she was not at all.
No, she was she got hit with the ricochet bullet on that one.
She told him no. She said no.
Yeah.
She fucking said flat out no. Do not do it. Fucking does it.
He took it upon himself because he's got self-entitlement and he believes he's important and he believes he's something and someone.
See that? Be somebody.
Yeah.
When he is a pile of shite.
I mean outside of the words "you rang," I really can't picture, fucking words. I don't know, dude. Here's the thing. Before all this, I saw nothing but he's a cool guy. You know personally how many people contacted me. You know a lot of them. I mean, people were like, stay the fuck away from him. Stupid fucking me, Mr. fucking Big Heart. You know, I was like, you know what? He's a nice guy. You know, he fucked up with Chanel, but, you know, I guess he's got redeeming. He always seems nice. I saw for myself. Like I said, I never judge by what other people say. I judge, you know, I gauge it by myself. And
he earned that reputation, earned it well.
He earned it. And here's the thing, even though I got so fucking pissed off, and I mean, bottom line, because of bullshit, I mean, money that was going to my kids, you know what I'm saying? I just let it go, which kind of sucks, but I can't be with someone I just don't respect.
No, and
you know what I mean?
The way you were being spoken to like that, I mean, I can't believe that you didn't just get in your car and fucking fill it with gas and point it towards Kentucky.
Not to say it wasn't close. I don't deal, and just everything that had built up to that point, that was just the last straw. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as I heard, you better watch who you're talking to, and you better learn the pecking order around here. Oh, and then he also said, and you're not going to talk to the owner anymore, and I'm going to make sure I take care of that right away. It's like, what are you, out of your fucking mind? Like, I've never been told by an adult in my life, don't talk to him. Don't dare talk to him.
You're fucking warned. Don't ever go over my fucking head again, you motherfucker, you.
Am I back in 4th grade? I mean, seriously. You do not talk to him, young man. And if you got you going near him, you're going to be in trouble. Get the fuck out of here.
My cease and desist said I wasn't allowed to speak to anybody in the company. Robert DiMaggio was named, or anyone else with the company. So I wasn't allowed to talk to you. I wasn't allowed to talk to Valentino. I mean, Frank, I'd like to thank you so much. This was fucking... my hat's off to you, my friend. We will be speaking again because we have a lot of things coming up, obviously, with the cover feature. So we'll be promoting that together, definitely. And it's at Ask Big Frank, straight across, no underscores, right, for Instagram?
Ask Big Frank, that's it.
Any other sites or social media you want to plug?
My Facebook is plugged, so now that I'm not affiliated with anyone, I'm going to run almost everything through my Instagram. So even my lives, I'm going to start doing my lives on Instagram now. I do have, of course, Ask Big Frank also on YouTube. I really haven't built it. I'm going to decide whether I want to share there or now Instagram started the Instagram TV. Okay. I think I just got launched today. So I'm going to see how that goes. Maybe start putting my 5-cent videos and doing like training videos, but also my lives and stuff. See, I'm going to give Instagram a try, see if that isn't a better option than YouTube. And, YouTube's kind of plugged up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same shit, same people and whatever. I want to try something different. Instagram just started.
I hear you.
There. That's where my following is. I got my following there. So.
Yeah, no, you got a nice number on your account. What night are you going to do the lives? Do you have a night made up yet?
I wouldn't mind doing it on Tuesday from 7 to 8. I mean, I don't want to pick up anyone's residual or anything, but...
That's great, because Crystal does hers from 6 to 7, and I'll go right to Frank right after that. I can see Crystal's big boobs and see Big Frank right after that. Oh, he is Big Frank Budelewski, the next cover of Muscle Sport Magazine, and we will talk very soon, my friend. Thank you for this enlightening and lovely fucking interview. I thoroughly enjoyed it, sir.
Love you, brother. Thank you.
Same here, man. Be good.
So there was something I wanted to talk about today that I think is very, very overlooked in the bodybuilding community, and that is steroids. Steroids. Let me give you some examples of that. If you're going to talk to somebody about what should I do about, steroids. A lot of people, steroids aren't going to magically make you be horny all the time to pop a pill or shove a needle in your ass and get huge. Horny all of the time. You want to jump on people all of the time. Sex all the time. What steroids will do is lift cars. That's my 2 cents worth anyway, whatever. Thanks, guys.
No, a handstand push-up. A handstand push-up would be so much doper.
There's a reason why supplement companies come and go in this bodybuilding and fitness industry. It's because most of the time the shit doesn't work. But I tell you one that's been around a long time, and I'm talking decades. That is Hot Stuff. This original banana flavor, testosterone potentiator. I like to say it's a weight gainer. It's a protein, BCAA, all in one type of product. They also have glandol. We ignore our glands. We take all of this shit, fucks a lot of stuff up inside, but glandol takes care of that stuff. But my buddy Paul sent me some of their newer products. Right here is the Anabolic BCAA 5000. Here's the pre-workout Nitro Rage Extreme, and here is True Test. That is the performance amplifier. So it's basically a one-stop shop. When you go to hotstuffnutritionals.com, you can get all your products there. They even got some cool shirts. This is a really nice one that they sent me. But this is here, the True Test performance amplifier. This is the one, a guy like myself, 50 years of age, sometimes you need that extra kick. So you grab one of these here and you put it up with your testosterone potentiator, and you mix it with the pre-workout, and then you even got your anabolic BCAA. You need a lot of BCAAs, and that's where this comes in. But don't forget, glandol. Take care of your glands, the inside of your body. We see the outside when you're training and hitting the gym and looking in the mirror and feeling good, but you got to worry about the inside. That's where this comes into play. So make sure you take care of the guys who take care of us. And one of the longtime guys who's been advertising with Muscle Sport Media has been HotStuffNutritionals.com.
Hey, how you doing? This is West Coast Johnny Fit at the LA Fit Expo 2018. And you're watching Muscle Sport TV.
I cannot thank Big Frank Budelewski enough for that fucking hilarious, entertaining, and enlightening interview. We told you. But Big Frank, it's not his last fucking rodeo at MSM. We just told you during the interview, we opened it up by saying he is going to be on the cover of our next issue. So keep your eyes open. A lot more good shit coming your way, and we'll see you next week on the next episode of MSTV.